switch to T-Mobile and get free MLB.TV, available March 24th through the 30th at T-Mobile.com/MLB. The lineup full of superstars, lineup full of studs. You said, John, the guy that Paul Skenes is about to face. If you got to circle one, it's the guy coming up.
Yeah, and you circle him because you don't want him up with anybody on base. So he did that. Checked off that list. Gets him leading off here in the second.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We saw postseason Vlad in the run to Game 7 last year, and that has continued here in the World Baseball Classic. He's hitting .500 for the Dominican Republic.
You got to pitch him in 3 different pitches, 3 different quadrants. You can't get him out the same way 3 times. That's what makes him such an elite hitter.
Chops him down to third, and a tough play right there, and a good one by Gunnar Henderson to get Guerrero. Got that short hop, and Skenes has retired the first 4.
And again, Skenes is approaching this in a way where I think you have to. Do not be afraid of contact. If you're not afraid of contact, you can still get out. Some people would face this lineup trying to strike out as many as they can to stay away from contact, build up that pitch count, and get out of your game. And right now, no strikeouts, but 4 outs.
Coming right after him. Strike 1 on Manny Machado, and they have not chased, really, so that has not been a recipe to get them out. The question was that because they were just facing poor pitching? And yeah, maybe. Certainly haven't faced anybody like Skenes yet. 0-2 on Manny Machado. His lineup has scored 51 runs in 5 games. They've already matched the tournament record with 14 home runs. But the more impressive thing has just been the patience and how everybody looks so free. Albert Pujols said, well, yeah, that can be the case when you look at the lineup and you think, if I don't get it done, the next guy will. Nobody pressing in this group. Machado's down on 3 pitches. 99 to the corner, 2 out. This is a perfect example of, you know, when you play a football game, you got the best offense going against the best defense, and you got strength against strength, and who's going to zig and zag. And right now, both pitchers are doing what they have to do to keep the hitters off balance. But Skenes is attacking in a much different way. Facing 22-year-old Junior Caminero, one of the breakout stars of this tournament. Not that this is the first time he's ever shined, but the world getting to see him. Hit 45 home runs as a 21-year-old for the Tampa Bay Rays last year. The second most ever for a player that young. You've got to go back 75 years, 1953, Eddie Matthews. At 47 for the Braves. Caminero did it for the Rays last year, 45. Swings and misses, and it's 1-2.
Great split finger fastball. He has commanded in his young career every spot in the strike zone except for down and away off the plate and up and in. Those are the real only 2 spots that you have a chance to get him out.
Caminero leans out, sends a drive to deep left field. It is gone. Junior Caminero leans out, sends a drive to deep left field. It is gone. Junior Caminero makes his mark again. Does it on a 2-strike pitch. The Dominican Republic has broken the World Baseball Classic record, the 15th home run for the team. And they've got the first run in this semifinal. Julio Rodriguez tries to check his swing and does.
First mistake, and the Dominican team took advantage of it. First pitching mistake of the night, really, by either pitcher.
Ball and a strike on Rodriguez.
right here. You can see where they were trying to go, but that ball stayed up over the plate. Just talk about the quadrants of where he does not miss. And that was one of them.
Caminero had the first of the big home runs for this team in this tournament. The first game was 3-3 in the 6th inning against Nicaragua. Things getting a little bit tense. You gotta remember the Dominicans didn't even make it out of pool play in the last tournament, so there was a lot of pressure coming in. And then scuffling throughout that first game, Caminero hit a home run to break it open and set this place on fire in the process. Said he got back into the dugout and cried a couple tears of joy with his teammates surrounding him. Caminero has long dreamt of suiting up for the Dominican Republic. A few years ago, he said, "I'll be the water boy if it means I get to put the Dominican Republic jersey on." They told Albert Pujols about that, and he said, "I sure am glad I got the water boy on my team now." 1-2 strikes on Rodriguez. Testament to how much star power there is in this lineup. He's hitting 7th. On the ground to second, Turang. That'll do it for the Dominican Republic, but they draw first blood. It looked like Skenes was going to roll through this second. He had 2 strikes on the youngster, but he leans out and pounds it to the center.
Back here in Miami with Team USA manager Mark DeRosa. Mark, you just said to me, it's crazy, the juice in this place. How would you describe the environment?
Yeah, it's a spectacle. It's what everyone wanted to see, right? Superstars on both sides of the field, up and down the lineup. Just great players, electric atmosphere.
Your impressions of Skenes so far?
I think he looks awesome. It's one pitch to Junior Caminero and an 0-2 count that kind of hung in the middle of the plate. They got a potent offense over there, no doubt.
You have a potent offense too. You've been waiting all tournament for it to really erupt. What have you seen so far in the approach?
I like the quality of at bat so far. We've gotten some guys on base. Listen, it's tough. He's throwing 99 miles an hour there in the first. Hopefully it settles in a little bit and we can get to him.
Mark, thanks a lot. Joe, back to you.
It's Pico Armstrong, the 9-hitter, starting off this third for Team USA. 1 ball, 1 strike. PCA center fielder for the Cubs hit 2 home runs against Italy to win the job, take it from Byron Buxton, and then had 2 hits, knocked in a run against Canada in the quarterfinal to solidify that spot. Really, these guys at the bottom of the order, John, and Turang and Crow Armstrong have been the most consistent guys.
They have. They've had the best at-bats and results. So, look, you got to take advantage of mistakes, and when pitchers make great pitches on you, even great hitters are going to get out.
9-1-2 for the Americans, playing from behind for the first time. That's raked foul. Pico Armstrong, 31 home runs last year, 35 stolen bases, 1 a Gold Glove. Joined Sammy Sosa as the only Cubs to have 30 seasons. That was even with really bad struggles the last couple of months. He was an MVP candidate in the non-Ohtani division for a lot of the year.
This game is tough for patience, meaning patience for managers on pitchers or decision, patience for hitters wanting to do so much or maybe not feeling right mechanically. And it's a cruel game because it doesn't justify what these guys are going to do during the year, but it kind of quantifies what they do right now, whether they go on to win or not.
The 1-2 pitch misses high. I didn't get the impression talking to Albert Pujols he was going to have a pretty aggressive hook with Severino today.
Yeah, and if anything got sideways, you felt like that was the sense. He's got a great bullpen. He's got a rested bullpen, and he's not afraid to use it.
Only 1 run allowed from that Dominican pen all tournament. Crow Armstrong's down on strikes, and Luis Severino, who got less swing and miss than any pitcher in the American League last year, has 4 strikeouts the first time through the order.
Well, it goes back to what I said earlier, that the Americans are going to have to put the ball in play, and they have not done that. 4 Ks out of 9 is not indicative of what we're used to seeing these guys do. So give Severino a lot of credit.
This is with his first one to Bobby Witt. U.S. getting its second look at Severino here. There's the speed, there's the arm. We know about the high average. Just an incredible athlete. Mark DeRosa said before the game, it's like a kangaroo out there the way he's bouncing around. And he's got that quick twitch, but then he'll go in batting practice with the big guys like Judge and Schwarber, and he's right there with them. How far he's hitting them. Racked his brain for a minute when we asked him, how far do you got to go back to find a guy this toolsy? He thought about it and he said, I don't know. But he said, I want to say Robin Yount, but with much bigger power.
Yeah.
Yount, the Hall of Famer of the Brewers, he averaged 15 home runs a year. Bobby Witt, his first 4 years in the majors, has averaged 27. He's still getting bigger, still getting stronger.
He's got a simple approach. He thinks right center, and then if he sees it in, he pulls.
Slashes a line drive to left center field. It's down for a base hit in front of Soto. The one-out single for Bobby Witt. Now you got his speed on base.
See the difference between a great hitter like him and just an average hitter in the big leagues. They get pull happy on every pitch, and you get yourself out more by trying to pull every pitch than being able to stay up the middle, go right center, and then adjust like the quick hands that he had right there to get that single.
Tying on a board. Bryce Harper at the plate, taken inside for a ball. Harper now 3 for 21 in the Classic with 8 strikeouts.
He needs a pitch out over the plate that he can drive to left center.
Pulls one down the line and a base hit for Bryce Harper. Tatis over to dig it out. Witt stopped at third. Throw to second offline. Harper's got a double. The U.S. has a threat.
This will be the first decision for Albert Pujols. He got that cutter in and just hooked it down the line. You got Aaron Judge with a base open. You really can't play the infield in because he hits it so hard. It's kind of a moot point, so they're going to play back. And it looks like they're going to pitch to him.
See how much he gets to hit. Singled his first time. Tying run at third, go ahead run at second. Here in the semifinal.
I'll be ready to go on this first pitch, I guarantee it. Wow. Fouled it off his body. He hit it so hard it looked like a normal ground ball to Machado.
Aaron Judge 4 for 6 against Severino with a home run. We're in USA. First time at any level. A lot of these guys played growing up. Teenage teams, 18 and under teams. This is the first time for Judge. And as America's captain. And an 0-1 from Severino. Ends out of the way. Ball one.
Aaron Judge has got one more pitch to think. Until you get to 2 strikes, you think about driving the ball. Once you get to 2 strikes, you've got to put the ball in play. It changes a little bit. He's good enough, obviously, with that average and power combination.
Lays off. He's ahead. Batting title last year wasn't just the home runs. 331 average. And then the 53 home runs that he paired with that, the most ever for a batting champ. Had to have something special to win the MVP when Cal Raleigh did what he did. That's in there, and it's 2-2. So now you got to become that hitter.
You got to become that hitter. It's a ground ball to short, and it's a tie game. Ground ball up the middle, and you're up by 1.
The 2-2. Judge takes ball 3. So much juice in this place.
I know, that's a great pitch and a great take. It really was. That pitch was just off the plate, but it was a perfect kind of catch him looking, maybe thinking breaking ball, and he heats him up with a fastball.
Seems to be seeing it well. Here's a 3-2, and he got him. He's out in front, strike 3. Judge unable to put it in play. Severino recapturing the old strikeout stuff of the early career. Luis Severino.
And this is such a good breaking ball after heating him up on a fastball away. I mean, I know it's hard to talk about a third inning at bat that could be very vital to a game because there's so much more time. But in this atmosphere with these two teams and a situation where Aaron Judge is going to get that runner in about 90% of the time during the year.
The U.S., for as many stars as there are in this lineup, they just have not taken off. They took advantage of lesser pitching staffs in the first 2 games. Have had flashes in the couple games since then, but it hasn't felt as connected. It's a question of, are they just seeming listless because they're not scoring? Are they flat so they're not scoring? What comes first, the chicken or the egg? No matter how you slice it, it just has not felt how you figured it would. Second and third, 2 out. And it's up to Kyle Schwarber, who has led the United States with 7 hits in this tournament. Witt at third, Harper at second. Strike 1 on Schwarber.
I mean, he is pitching to quadrants and nothing over the middle of the plate.
He's home with an 0-1. Trying to build off what he did in the second half last season. He was miserable in the first half. First year with the A's, went 2-9, and was vocal about not wanting to pitch in a minor league ballpark where they're playing their games until they moved to Vegas. But in the second half, Severino was 6-0, 3 ERA. This is inside, and it's 2-1.
Again, I haven't seen too many pitches that are the same and that are in the same location. You notice where he's getting the hitter's eyes. Away, down and in. Away, up.
Guy you can't miss against. Schwarber fouls it off. Fastball to the top of the zone, and it's 2-2.
But again, all on the quadrants, all up. That one was up at the top of the zone. The fastball previous was away.
Deuce is wild in the third. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2. Right there for strike 3. Severino with a roar. USA had him second and third. Judge and Schwarber coming up. Back-to-back Ks for Severino.
Albert Pujols, you had your bullpen up just in case in that last inning. And Luis Severino basically said, I got it, Skip. What have you seen from him so far?
100%. I mean, Seb is throwing the ball well so far. I mean, really emotional third out right there. But besides that, I mean, it's not easy to face a lineup like that on the other side. But he's keeping his position and making some good pitch when he needed to, you know. And so far, he's given us what we needed.
Junior Caminero has hit a lot of big home runs for you in winter ball, and 3 of them here. 22 years old. What is it about him to come through on the big stage?
He's living for this. I mean, he told me. I mean, I can see it in his face today. He feels good about it. And I mean, it's a young kid, 22 years old, to play in this big stage like this. And what's good about it, he's just gonna get better. That's what's good about for him, and dangerous for the rest of the league.
Thanks so much, Albert.
Thank you.
Albert Pujols managed Junior Caminero in winter ball in the Dominican Republic. Said he looks at him like a little brother. He's already seen him grow so much. Still just 22 years of age. Dominican great Austin Wells is at the plate. Austin's from Arizona, but his mom's side of the family's from the Dominican Republic. And it was Wells that had the walk-off home run against Korea. He's down on strikes here for the first out of the third.
Well, there's been 3 huge moments, and Dominican Republic has been a benefactor of all 3. The one thing I'm going to be looking for next inning is what carryover effect does it have for Severino to get through that inning the way he did, the energy he exerted, the emotion, the velocity. Be very interesting to see how that next inning goes for him.
Perdomo, who's the best bunter in baseball these days, shows it and then takes a strike for the U.S. in that inning. Gunnar Henderson, Will Smith, Roman Anthony due up, and we did see the bullpen was working, ready to go. Albert Pujols not going to wait around tonight. 2 Ks for Skenes, just the one mistake. The one pitch left up to Caminero. The U.S. out hitting the Dominicans 4-1. But nothing to show for it. And just the one base runner, the big swing. Dominican Republic in front. Perdomo, one of the hardest players in the league to strike out, down 0-2. And now takes high. Going into his 5th season with the Diamondbacks. You go back to his rookie year, he was statistically the worst hitter in baseball. Last year he was top 5 in MVP voting, 20 home runs and 100 batted in. He gets hit by this 2-strike pitch. And the table set for the top of the order as Skenes hits Perdomo.
Those are tough. 2-strike hit by pitches are tough for pitchers to take. He tried to absolutely bury this pitch, and he did bury it, unfortunately, into a cleat.
So Perdomo's on. Back to the top of the order. Fernando Tatis Jr., who set the world on fire when he broke into the major leagues. And then the injuries, the suspension. He missed a full year. The bat hasn't quite been the same in the years since. What's changed, though, is he's gone out to right field and not just been good. He's been the best right fielder in baseball. But there's still flashes of that offense. In this WBC, I think, John, inspiring hope that he can get back to what he was early on in his career when he's one of the 3 or 4 best players in baseball.
Yeah, he's got great power to all parts of the field and really good plate coverage.
This is what we've seen more in this tournament, and granted it's a tiny sample size, but much more discipline. Skenes 2-0. That's 5 straight misses from Skenes. Got the 0-2 on Perdomo after striking out Wells, but has lost it a bit here. And now 3-0 on Tatis. Tatis with a .600 on base percentage in the Classic. 11 runs batted in 5 games. He's bearing in on the record for the tournament. Yoshida of Japan knocked in 13 in the last WBC. Perdomo inches off to his lead. His good wheels. You wonder how diminished that may be. Getting hit on the foot. The guy for the Dominican with multiple stolen bases in the tournament. Not running. Tatis bounces it down to third. Henderson guns to second for 1. Over to first, not in time. Tatis on with the fielder's choice.
Henderson did a great job taking his time to make sure he gets the throw to second. The tendency is to try and hurry up and get a double play, but he knows Tatis can run. Not opening up a big inning by trying to make a heroic play, just make the right play.
Two gone in the third. 36 pitches for Skenes. They're around halfway to what Team USA has in mind here, having respect his build-up for his Pirate season. Ketel Marte takes upstairs. Marte popped out his first time. One of the best players in baseball that people don't talk about in that breath. The last 2 years, the top 5 hitters in terms of on-base plus slugging goes Judge, Ohtani, Juan Soto, Bobby Witt, and then Ketel Marte, who shows off that bat with a base hit to right. Tatis heads for third. Throw from Judge. Right there. He's gone. Judge touchdown Tatis. Thrilling stuff.
Absolutely perfect, and I'll tell you what, he threw it on the fly. A strike, the easiest one to tag, and a huge moment for Team USA.
Skenes appreciates it. He said, I see your fastball, and I know a good one. 96 miles per hour on the throw from Judge, his second outfield assist of the tournament. Gunnar Henderson starts the 4th for Team USA. 5, 6, and 7 against Severino. Captain of Team USA, and Mark DeRosa said obviously had high expectations what Judge would bring, had high expectations what the clubhouse would be like. And he said it's all exceeded his expectations, and it circles back around in a room full of superstars to number 99. 1-0 Dominican Republic on a Junior Caminero home run in the 2nd inning. 0-2 to Henderson is taken down and away for a ball. Mark DeRosa called Gunnar Henderson this winter and offered him a spot on Team USA. He said, I want to be up front with you. Bobby Witt is our starting shortstop. We want you on the club. We're going to find time for you. And Henderson said, all right, I get it, but I'm going to force your hand. Sure enough, the first start that he gets, bangs out 4 hits. Finds himself in the starting lineup in this winter go-home game. Rookie of the Year in 2023. Was an all-star in 2024. Not quite as good last year, but still just 24 years of age. Good take right there. Count evens 2-2.
Big inning, as we talked about, coming off that emotional inning before. Velocity coming back closer to his average. And what happens for a pitcher when, especially, you're not built up, you go through a high energy, stressful situation, you make pitch after pitch, and you get out of it and you explode in the 3rd inning, which you wouldn't do many times in a regular season game, but this is not a regular season game. You've got to be careful, and I think the bullpen's going in the right direction because of that air coming out of the balloon type feeling.
Henderson fouls it off. Ed Gregory Soto warming down there. Did you have any tricks for when your motor got running a little bit too hot?
The biggest thing that I learned, well, I never really, unless it was late in the game, would let out too much emotion because I was always trying to store it up. But the one thing you can't do is you can't sit back and let it eat or throw it as hard as you can. You've got it when you're in this play right here, and consider this the 8th inning in a normal start because spring training hasn't built him up. You rely on your location and secondary stuff to get you through because the velocity he had early was good enough.
Gunnar Henderson getting a lot of information from him here. The 9th pitch, turns on it, sends a fly ball to right center field. Gunnar Henderson has tied it up. DeRosa pushes the right button, pushing Gunnar Henderson into the lineup. Numbers that you could not deny against Luis Severino in his career.
But I'm telling you that this is all like pitching 101. I think this should be his last hitter. And the reason being is he has lost an inch or two now on that crispness. And he did everything he could that last inning to keep it at 0.
The tank can be emptied in the 3rd inning.
Yeah.
And this time of year maybe it can.
Absolutely. In this kind of game, there's so much emotion. You can't ignore it.
Will Smith breaks the ball to left center field. Juan Soto's on the run, tracks it down. What a hand from Severino as Soto covers a lot of ground right there. defense, one of his focuses this offseason. Look back at the Henderson home run. Wakes up that Team USA dugout. They've been looking for the big swing, and they get it from the Orioles star, Gunnar Henderson. One batter late is accounting for part of that. Getting ready to start his first season with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Last year between Baltimore and New York. The lefty's on to face Roman Anthony here.
Good arm. He could be a little bit wild of the strike zone. Certainly, he's got the power.
So does this guy right here, Roman Anthony. #1 hard hit rate in baseball as a rookie last year. Does that mean anything? Well, to judge a stat, look at the guys that populate the top of the leaderboard. Top hard hit rates in baseball after Roman Anthony was Kyle Schwarber, Shohei Ohtani, and Aaron Judge. That's a pretty good stat category to want to be a part of. 21-year-old paced it. 1-0 pitch. Down and away. Alex Cora was looking forward to him getting some more lefty opportunities in this tournament here. It's one of them right here in a tie game. A 2-0 pitch. Just inside, ball 3.
Team USA knows they've seen Soto in the big leagues. They know sometimes you got to wait it out.
Anthony not on the initial roster for Team USA. Corbin Carroll got hurt, and they needed another outfielder. And Anthony was the choice. Most of the conversations around Anthony revolved around Team Italy. He had decided he wasn't going to play for Team Italy. He injured his oblique at the end of last season and wanted to focus on recovering from that, getting ready for his Red Sox season. But he got what he said was a shocking call. That was from Mark DeRosa and Team USA to join the red, white, and blue. Fly ball right center field. Rodriguez and Tatis going back. It is gone. Roman Anthony gives the U.S. the lead. The one that got away for Team Italy, and a pretty good guy to add to the lineup for Team USA.
He waited him out. He got to a 3-2 count and just displayed that power and bat-to-ball skills that he has.
Terang fouls it off, and so on a pair of home runs here in the 4th inning, Team USA has taken the lead.
It's just as pretty as it gets. The bat's in the zone. But the bat did stay in the park.
Strike on Terang. It's 0-2. Roman Anthony was at the championship game last time Team USA played in the World Baseball Classic. He bought a ticket to go to the championship game. Was in his first Red Sox spring training, drove over here to Miami with a couple minor league teammates, and they sat in the stands.
Because we don't cover every game and we've been primarily staying with Team USA, is that the first deficit for the Dominican Republic team?
We'll double check it, but they had outscored their opponents 51-10. The only game that was even close was the first one against Nicaragua of all teams. That was 3-3 to the late innings. It's been a walk in the park for the most part. Trying to repeat what the 2013 club did, and that is have a clean sweep right on through. A Wonder Loan title. There's nobody left from that team unless you consider Nelson Cruz, who's the general manager for this edition of the Dominican Republic. Albert Pujols played one time. That was in 2006. Terang's out in front. Soto gets a strikeout. 2 gone in the 4th. Another look at Anthony's home run. Mark DeRosa said he sensed from his team that they sensed the noise this week. They may not listen to the noise that was around this team, but a sense of we want to quiet it. And they knew that they were going to be coming into a hostile environment here, similar to what they had on Monday in Houston facing Mexico. That was probably 70-30 Mexico fans. What do you think this is tonight?
That's close to 70-30, maybe around there, 60-40, 70-30. And look, the hype around this tournament and the quality of players that have started to agree to play in it.
Little cue shot that knuckles by Soto, and Pico Armstrong's aboard.
Is making this tournament better and better, because when we started this out, we did not get, the Team USA did not get a lot of its stars. And you can put that argument to rest now with the work that Mark DeRosa and the U.S. staff has done, because, you know, we're seeing some star-studded countries, and now it's equaling out.
Yeah, doesn't it kind of feel like this matchup here is the culmination of that, where all those roads have led to from the first WBC in 2006 to this game here, where there are 54 all-star selections in the 2 lineups, 12 MVP trophies. It is a who's who. And it's another pitch here in the 4th inning. A pair of solo home runs for Team USA has flipped the score around. Gunnar Henderson and Roman Anthony both finding the seats. Crow Armstrong aboard on a 2-out air. And it's Bobby Witt up there taking strike 1 from Mejia.
You see the velocity, and it is certainly a lot of velocity is going to come out of that pen for the Dominican team.
It seems like every team in this WBC, even dudes that you've never heard of or that have never pitched in the big leagues, they're throwing upper 90s. There's some guys coming out of the Team Italy pen that haven't even reached AA, AAA at this point. It was like, my goodness. Strike 2 on Witt.
He likes to elevate that fastball. See if this is the place he tries to go to it.
Good lead for PCA. Not running. 2-2. Got the answer to your question. Confirmed that that Nicaragua game was the only time that they've trailed. Nicaragua scored in the top of the 1st inning. And Dominican scored 2 in the bottom of the 1st. Has not trailed since. It was a week and a half ago. 2-2 pitch. There goes Cole Armstrong. A swing and a miss, and strike 3. Second time Witt has gone down on strikes tonight. But a pair of home runs, as seen it was last night. Venezuela coming back. Wilyer Abreu with a tie-breaking home run to beat Japan, the defending champ. And it's 2-1 United States here to the bottom of the 4th as Paul Skenes goes back out there and faces Juan Soto. Just 38 pitches so far for Skenes. And misses with his first to Soto.
He's done a nice job. He had one mistake, and that was the one run he's given up. Got a nice defensive play by Judge to out at 3rd.
Yeah, that was going to be 1st and 3rd for Soto. Instead, inning over, and he gets to face Soto to start the inning. Vaughn grounded out his first time. Waits on this 2-0 pitch. Pulls it to right field. And Judge, he's got it. Aaron Judge comes off his feet and makes the play. Couple of nice defensive plays for Judge.
He's not just an offensive machine. We've seen his defense, his arm, and the way that he can cover the ground. Look, this guy's played center field, so playing right field, no big thing for Aaron Judge.
1 out. Here's Guerrero. And the guy that you had circled, John, both times he's faced him, he's done so with the bases empty.
I'm telling you, that doesn't always work out that way, but when it does, you get a big sense of relief. When you face a guy like Guerrero, you have to remember how you got him out, because he's going to remember how you got him out, and you have to find a different way to get him out. You can't go to that same spot too many times.
The 1-1 to him. Along third and foul. He hit .397 in the playoffs last year. He had more home runs than he did strikeouts. But for me, what was the most impressive thing was just the well-roundedness of his game, his base running, and his defense too.
Yeah, everything was right on point. You knew he wanted this for a long time, for his team to stay healthy.
That's a base hit down the left field line. He hit it low, but he hit it so hard that it's scooched by Roman Anthony. Vlad Jr. with a double. 116 miles per hour racing to the left field wall.
Well, that's exactly what I was talking about. He got him to ground out to third in his first at bat and went back into that area. And look, this is just, that is such good hitting. I can't even tell you. That split finger fastball going down and in, and he just gets the barrel of the bat to it. A lot of people in the analytical world may want him to drive and lift more pitches. No, sir. Gap to gap, professional hitter. He'll run into his home runs. Don't you worry.
Manny Machado with a tying run in scoring position. Fouls back to first pitch. Captain for the Dominican Republic in his third WBC. He's from just down the street here in Miami. Greedo Miami Private School, 3 miles from here, but his mom's side of the family from the Dominican Republic. 0-1 from Skenes. Strike 2.
Okay, now in this pitch right here, I'm sure Paul Skenes very aware it does not have to be and should not be in the strike zone.
Breaking pitch down and away.
You can just keep going higher with that fastball.
Banged up the middle, smothered by Witt. It'll be a hit for Machado, but it saves a run.
Will Smith wanted it high, but he threw it right down the middle. That's the difference. He needed to get that ball above his hands and above the mask of Will Smith, but he threw it down the middle, and lucky it's just a single.
So now Caminero, how you pitching him?
Well, he had him dead to rights until he threw a high slider on the outside part of the plate. You've got to get him. If you throw one pitch in, you can get him out of the way, but you've got to get him off the plate down.
Do not miss, because he sure won't. 3 home runs in this WBC. Whistles in there. 99. In addition to being the best young power hitter in the game, Junior Caminero last year grounded into 31 double plays, the most in the majors in more than a decade. Skenes delivers 1-1 and a ground ball to short. 6-4. Oh, Terang had it pop out. They get the out at second. Ball came out on the transfer, but instead of the inning ending on a double play, the door's left open. It'll be first and third with 2 out. They had it.
Yeah, Terang maybe tried to do that a little too quick for as hard as that ball was hit. And getting that first out and this ball popping out of his glove. This ball was hit on a 3-hopper right to short, and he just tried to be a little too quick.
Dominican Republic wanted to take a look at that, make sure that he did, in fact, get the out at second, and there will be no challenge. So first and third, tying right now 90 feet away. Let's see if Dominican Republic can take advantage. Julio Rodriguez. Rodriguez had 3 hits, including a home run in the first game against Nicaragua. He's 0 for 11 since. Guerrero at third, Caminero at first. Skenes comes home. They almost hit him. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A strike 2. What do you like?
Breaking ball off the plate. He's got him in conscious. And he gets an opportunity to get this off the plate, breaking away from him.
Time taken by Rodriguez. 32 home runs last year, another 4 in the postseason, including 1 in Game 7 of the championship series. He would have been the guy that they were talking about had that lead held up.
One thing he does do with runners in scoring position, he does chase a lot.
The 1-2 from Paul Skenes. He hit him. Hit him on the wrist. It's the second batter that Skenes has hit with 2 strikes. The bases are loaded. The more immediate thing is hope Julio Rodriguez is okay. A few years back, Jose Altuve got hit in the thumb in the WBC and had to miss the first couple months.
This one just chases in. He really didn't have much. He got him twice off the wrist and his chest.
Rodriguez, who said earlier this week that winning the World Baseball Classic would mean more to him than winning a World Series. So you know you're going to have to show him x-rays of a broken bone before he comes out after getting hit right there. He'll stay in. Bases are loaded. And it's Austin Wells coming up.
First pitch. So important here because I would think Austin Wells is going to be aggressive.
He was, and he raked it foul.
Whenever you have a scenario, whether it's no outs or 2 outs, and you know the guy's hungry at home plate on the first pitch, you've got to make that the best quality pitch you can. Preferably get that ground ball out or a chase.
Now Skenes in the driver's seat with all 7 of those pitches, all his toys he can work with. Home with an 0-1. Buzzed him inside, ball 1. Two hits and a hit batter in the inning. The 1-1. Wells down the line, foul. Paul Skenes, who pitched in the College World Series, but a couple of years with the last place team in the Pirates. At this level, hadn't pitched in a game quite like this.
Very interested here. He's got him in conscious. Conscious been inside. Does he throw that splitter away after pounding 2 pitches in?
Wells will take time. Yankee catcher resets. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled it off. stuck with the fastball.
He went away, but he went with the fastball up.
All solo home runs in this game. Caminero for the DR. Henderson and Anthony for the U.S. Tries it again on 1-2 to Austin Wells. Sky high to left field and routine for Roman Anthony. The Dominican Republic leaves the bases loaded. Paul Skenes